Have you ever wondered why people like Tony Blair and Bill Gates are so proactive across the world? Well, they have what we call a Messiah complex, and they want to save us from ourselves while benefiting from it. And also, it's a version of virtue signaling to show the world how virtuous they are. So, this video, we're going to talk about two separate stories. That's just a bit of a coincidence that happened at the same time. For legal reasons, I'm just going to talk about two separate stories. You know, they might not be linked, but we're just going to raise some questions. What is Tony Blair doing in South America, in Guyana? Well, Tony Blair and his wife Sherry are visiting Guyana and to conduct work for women's NGO. Ooh, okay. So they're going to be there to talk about women empowerment. South America. Nothing abnormal. They do this sort of stuff all the time. Now, they're going to be, because obviously Sherry Blair is in charge of the Women's Empowerment non-profit organization, the Sherry Blair Foundation. They're expected to visit Guyana next week, in a few days, and obviously top government officials has confirmed in Guyana. The government official yesterday told Starbroker News that the Blairs will be here next week. The newspaper understands that the visit is part of the work of the non-profit organization. Now, there has been a trend of coincidences when it comes to these global trips, whether it's the foundations related to Bill Gates or Tony Blair. Somehow, they happen to have trips in places where something happened just beforehand. Just beforehand. I mean, might just be a coincidence. I am not accusing anybody of any deep plot. But, well, Guyana could soon become one of the world's giant oil exporters. South American country needs to spend its windfall wisely because they discovered a massive amount of oil recently. And Frontier Energy and CGX are now planning to assess the oil discovery based on the results of the assessments. This is literally 5 days ago. This is a very recent story, the recent development. The companies will decide on upgrading the exploration license to its development phase. Okay, so there's been a massive discovery, natural resources, and the government is very excited about it. They're going to be assessing it. At the same time, on a separate note, the Blairs are visiting the same place to talk about women's empowerment, to meet with government officials. Okay, as if they're the Foreign Office, for example. Yeah, they meet with everybody. Now, Frontier Energy said that we are analyzing the significant amount of data we've got from the well, which will take a couple of months. That will tell us the potential of the block. Any move we make in relation to the license will depend on that analysis. Now, a couple of things about this. Firstly, Guyana, with its newfound oil wealth, now has the world's fastest growing economy, but risks falling prey to the oil curse seen in other nations, like Venezuela. Now, the country's oil revenues are substantial, with the industry bringing in $439 million for the second quarter of 2023 alone, and a total of $2.7 billion since production began in 2019. Now, this is huge for the country, but then we've had these things before. What was Tony Blair doing in Africa? People ask questions when it came to other trips that Blair made, meeting with dictators, meeting with government officials to try to make the world a better place. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is according to the website of the Tony Blair Institute for Global Change. We work with leaders to help them get things done. It's quite direct. This is how they work. The biggest challenge facing leaders today is the ability to get things done. So we focus our work there, working shoulder to shoulder with political leaders and governments. We provide support at every step of the transformation journey to drive real and lasting change. I do love the wording of that part because it just says, we'll just help them to get things done. They don't talk about whether the things are going to be good or bad. We're just going to make sure the changes that these dictators want to make happen. We'll give them advice. I mean, what? This is not really normal behavior. This wasn't a normal thing in the past. You had actual governments, or before that, empires, with a mandate from the crown, for example, or their presidents going around the world causing chaos or rebuilding countries. You don't have rogue countries, governments, their companies or individuals going out there. Obviously, since the East India Company and whatever happened after that, it became more of a norm. And now you have individuals who self-identify as philanthropists. They could do whatever they want. If they have access to money and power, they could meet with all the dictators in the world. So these are two separate things that are happening at the same time. It's just interesting in terms of the timing of Tony Blair's visit and the massive oil discovery. Is there something there? Might not be. But it's important for people to know what Blair is up to, because the corporate media are not reporting on this. This was reported in the country itself, in South America, not in the United Kingdom. We are here to challenge the complacency, at least, of the corporate media. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'm Mahyar Tousi, and we are the media.